Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be going over my progress on my game I've been working on, which is currently titled Rusty Sword. That is not the final title, I suppose. It's the working title. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So anyways, let me dive in and show you what I have so far. Alright, so I did recently, because I'm dumb, go through and decide to redo a bunch of maps that I'd already done, because why would I make things easy on myself? So the map I'm showing you currently isn't a complete version, that's why there's white and just basic shapes. The walls, the stairs still need colored, they're just basic colors. But the walls and floor is done, and that's about it. They said and I responded to a comment with this, but I'm doing a mixture of parallax mapping and tile mapping. That's how I'm getting the water to move, and then I have doodads on top of it. And I'm going to add some more doodads too to make it look more like water's running through. But yeah, this is one map. Let me show you a couple more, and then I can kind of run you through my progress. I could actually probably do the start of the game, and it wouldn't bug too much. Alright. Ignore the character on the top of the screen. I just didn't want to make him transparent because that's a pain in the butt. I overslept. Mom, why didn't you wake me? Wake you? I think you need your sleep considering what day today is. Besides, the sun has only just risen. Oh, sorry, I'm just nervous. I even had a weird dream. Want to share? I hardly remember it now. Alright, so here is kind of how I'm going to do cutscenes. I just have the basic storyboards going right now, and then I'm working on the art. I'm doing it physical, the line art, and then I'll upload it onto my computer and color it. And redo the line art. I prefer doing it physical. I'm weird like that. Anyways, there was this man, he was fighting and losing, and there's this flashlight, and then I woke up. Well, fighting does line up with your test today, making weapons and all. That plot point is changing. I kind of changed the plot in the order of things. She still is the main character, is a apprentice blacksmith, but it's her stories, if you've ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean, her story's gonna kind of start a little bit more like Will's. But anyways, maybe, but it didn't feel like a dream, it felt so real. Well, nothing like some hard work to get your mind off things. She's cutting a carrot, by the way. That's the thing the mom stick figure is cutting. Well, nothing like some hard work to get your mind off things. Help me with the soup, then you can be on your way. Here you are, one fresh bowl of soup. Now I think it's time you start heading on your way. Getting that animation to work is the biggest pain in the butt, and it just broke for some reason. I thought I had it working. Gosh dang it. Good luck, my son. I'll make your favorite dinner for you tonight, so do your best. Good luck, my son. Sun as in sunshine, not sun as in male. And she just moves around. But anyways. Yeah, then we're back out here. Actually, I can go back in and show you these maps. As you can see, as I said, I haven't finished anything other than the floor and walls. But I've kind of got the outlines down, I just need color. And I haven't fully decided on a color palette. Like, I have the stone color palette, and then I have the watercolor palette, but that's about it. There's a cool website I'll show you later that I use a lot for color palettes when I just can't be bothered. This one's also a work in progress. This one is slightly more complete. I got inspired to work on it, but this doesn't come in until like way later in the game, so there's that. Same with this one. This is now going to be completely scrapped, but you can kind of see some of my design ideas. This, I don't... So, I kind of fell back into my Vocaloid phase. Not that I've ever fully gotten out of it. And I don't know how to say it. I was listening to the Cinderella one. Hold on. I have to pull it up on YouTube. Which I already had a video open on, because of course I did. I don't want to write the app, YouTube. I'm pulling it up on my phone, by the way, not my computer, which is why you can't see it. Okay. I'll have the title pop up on the screen. What is that ad? It's Cendrillon is how I would say it in English. But I'm not 100% certain. Anyways, I was listening to that on loop, and this scene was born, and thus a couple illustrations that I may or may not pop on the screen right now. Anyways, that's what that one is. Now, next I want to talk about the world map, which is inspired very heavily by The Legend of Legacy, which I played on the DS, 3DS. It was a fun game. It had a very interesting take on battling and balancing elements, and I still I'm stuck on the final boss, just like with Final Fantasy 3DS version. I am stuck on the final boss, and I haven't really bothered to go and level up to beat them, but Bianca is my favorite. So, yeah. The world map is inspired by this game. I highly recommend checking it out. There's a remaster available on Steam now. So how it's gonna work is spoilers going forward. If you don't want to be spoiled, you can skidoo. But as I said, this is very, very early production, so all of this is likely to change. So there are 6 temples that you need to visit to... Okay, the reason the working title is Rusty Sword is that main character, her name's been Penny forever, but I don't know if that's going to be her final name. Penny finds a rusty sword down in the sewer when she's trying to go out to meet her, what do you call someone who's leading an apprenticeship? Master? Is that it? I don't like the sound. Teacher. I'll just say teacher. She's going to meet her teacher in order to deliver a sword up to the floating islands to the palace. The lore drop here, the entire story behind the floating islands and this waterfall is that there's a magical fountain here that produces in this water, magical purifying water that keeps away the monsters. And it flows down through the low town here, which is this water here. So anyways, in order to restore the rusty sword and the person trapped inside of it, main character has to go and visit each of these temples and purify the sword there. The first temple is linear. I'm gonna have a really long tutorial, kind of Twilight Princess style, and I know I shouldn't do it, but I'm doing it anyways. It's my game. And it won't be quite as linear. You'll be able to explore the town and the Sky Islands freely as you go through this dungeon area. But once you beat the first dungeon and get the relevant lore, then these 4 dungeons open themselves up. There's each is going to have a different theme, and kind of like Zelda, Fire Temple, Water Temple. Gee, I wonder where I'm getting a lot of inspiration from this game that isn't Legends of Legacy. Different Legend game. But anyways, once you beat all these, then the 6th and final temple, which is on this island here, unlocks, and you have to go up the island and beat it to beat the game. Obviously I'm going to have a bunch of NPCs, but there's only one main town. There will be some rest stops and settlements along the way to each of the temples, just so you don't, you'll be able to rest there, full recover HP, NP. So if you wanted to grind, you could, stuff like that. But everything so far for this game is pretty much a vague idea. So I keep saving because if you've watched me for long, you just know I'm like that. Unless I get really sucked into a game, then I forget to save. So anyways, I'm I'm going to show you my process on how I make the maps, and first I wanted to show you this guy. So if you look closely, you'll notice that all of these trees are the same set of 3 trees. And here, let me turn off the vignette. That is because I used template. Here, let me actually just make this easier to see. Here is my color palette, which I'll show you where I got that from in a sec. Then I just drew the hills, the mountains, and the trees, and I would literally just copy them. This is my favorite thing to do in GIMP now, by the way, is you copy them, then you can go to the pencil, and go here, and you can literally, let's say, select none, just paste the same exact thing. Hold on, I have to get the settings right, yeah. Just paste it. I find it very useful. Anyways, and so that's how I made this map. Then I have a lighter color next to the island, and I originally made it the wrong size, so that's why it's a little pixelated, is because I had to shrink it and stretch it a little bit, but I think it kind of adds to the character of it, especially considering because this part of the map is inspired by a DS game. But anyways, I'm gonna close out of this guy. Let me pull up a different one. No. Where's inside? No. There we go. I was like, where did we go? This one I actually drew on graph paper and then turned it to sprites. Anyways, this is how I do the tiles that I'm using. I basically make the blank map with just the walls and the floors and windows and stuff like that, especially windows that I want you to be able to see through. And then I go in and create the stuff that fills the space in tiles. You see here a bookshelf, back, front, left, right. The bed, a different alternate to go underneath the bed. Yes, those are crates. This one will look better once it's colored. It's 2 crates with a board over the top of it. 2 different blankets, 2 different pillows. Crap. Gonna beat that. Ow. God. Sorry about that. My window faces the front of the house, and I just noticed that my dog was coming back from the road, so I had to go deal with that. She was doing really, really good, and then all of a sudden she just decided that our neighbor's horses are the most fascinating thing in the world. So she'll just go over and sit at the fence to the horse's paddock, and she'll just sit there and stare at him. No barking, and she's a very barky dog. No barking, anything. She'll literally just sit there and stare at him. And she's decided that she's going to do that every time that she even remotely hears them. So, yeah, we're trying to train that out of her. Anyways, back to tile sets. Got a floor drain. No, wait, it's not a floor drain. It looks like a floor drain. It's a thing that goes on here that you can hang pots on. Little candle, chopping board, barrel, different type of fireplace that I like better. This was all the blacksmith stuff. A shelf, more shelves. Yeah, anyways, I just make them here, and I'm not too worried about details right now because the nice thing about tile sets is I can just go back in and color this and export it, and it changes everything in game. So these are technically placeholders, even though they're the shape of the final image. So I can just go back in, color all these, then add them to the game. And even if I'd completely finished the game and every single map in it, it'll update everything, so I don't have to go through and change things hand by hand. Which is the stupid thing that I'm doing with this. I can show you what the original looked like, too. Sorry, 1 second. This is what the original Lowtown looked like, but I changed the flop of the water, so I had to add it in, and so I kind of just ended up changing the way everything looks. Yeah. This is the new one, so let's see. I was gonna work on the sewer. this one. So I can kind of show you my process. You'll notice that there's a grid on, it's 48 by 48. That's the tile size I use. So let's see, let's name this one. Because I'm great with names, I don't know why I was stressing about that. Alright. Let's see, how tall are my characters? My computer is currently trying to take off. Okay. You always want to use your characters as a reference point for height when making things in a world, because you don't want to make something ridiculously small or ridiculously tall. That wouldn't make sense, because otherwise that can take your player out of the experience you're trying to create. And then let's just basic color this. Okay. Then I want to go into yeah, I'm great at naming things, as you can tell. Okay, I'm gonna want to go here. Delete. There. And something I'm also going to want to do, actually, is because this room is going to be darker, I'm going to want to create gradient. There we go. And that kind of helps create the feeling of depth, like you're walking back into it. So then I would just export, then parallaxes. This one is sewer 1. Export, replace, export. Let me save this. Alright, so let's go into the sewer. See that that is changed now, so I'm going to want to change the accessibility. Oh yes, you'll notice all of this red all over the screen. That is something that will obviously go away at the end, but it is used to show me where the player can and cannot walk. So you see this star here, there's a floor damage here, then there is an X and an O here. So I just put a blank tile with that symbol on down, and then I edit the tile set later to remove that, but it keeps the same passability or damage tile there, so I can parallax map without having to use a plugin. Which, I mean, sure, this is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but, you know, I think it's quite helpful. And personally think it works very well, which the map is just a parallax, which I will be pointing out means I cannot use things in the background as parallaxes without a plugin. So I'm gonna have to use a plugin anyways, but it'll be a plugin I know, and I won't have to learn a new plugin, so there's that. But yeah, that is about it for progress updates on my game. I haven't really been working all too much on it recently, because I've been, I don't want to say burned out, because it doesn't really feel like burnout. More like depressy expressy. Oh joy, they're grading my road. These things always happen when I start to record, I swear. But yeah, that's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!